You keep looking around.
We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
You a part of it?
Part of what?
Don't play dumb.
What's up, everybody? It's Tips from 10-Minute Movie Reviews. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of a movie, we're going to review a TV series. So welcome to the very first episode of 10-Minute Binge Reviews. We're going to take a look at the Star Wars series Andor. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so let's get into this. That's right, big fan of Star Wars here. When I was a kid, I'd rent the original movies over and over. The question is, now that Disney took over, are they pumping out good content? So when I saw that Andor was coming out as a prequel to the Rogue One movie, I was pretty excited. The Empire Strikes Back was always my favorite movie of the bunch, but it was replaced by Rogue One. I know, crazy. I watched Andor with anticipation, but was it any good? Andor is a television series produced by Lucasfilm. The series follows the character Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, who becomes a spy for the Rebel Alliance. The show is set 5 years before the events of Rogue One and explores the early days of the Rebel Alliance as they fight against the Galactic Empire. It begins by delving into Cassian Andor's past, providing a backstory of the character that was previously only hinted at in the movies. It's directed by Tony Gilroy, who also co-wrote the screenplay for Rogue One, and features a talented cast including Stellan Skarsgård, Denise Goff, and Genevieve O'Reilly reprising her role as Mon Mothma. One of the strengths of the show is its production value. The visuals are impressive, and the series manages to capture the tone and feel of the Star Wars universe. It feels more like a series of movies telling a story over several episodes and less like a traditional TV show. The action sequences are well choreographed and exciting, with a good balance of practical effects and CGI. The series is known for showing some of the darker and more complex aspects of the Star Wars universe. Cassian Andor is a guy who has been involved in the fight against the Empire for most of his life. He's willing to do whatever it takes to defeat the Empire, even if it means breaking the rules and getting his hands dirty. However, he also struggles with the moral implications of some of his actions, and he is haunted by the things he has done. Throughout the season, we see Andor carry out dangerous missions for the rebellion, get himself into some pretty bad spots, and learn why he does what he does. Luthen, played by Stellan Skarsgård, is an extremely interesting character. On Coruscant, he's a shopkeeper, dealing in ancient relics and selling to the elite. But really, he's a facilitator and planner of the Rebel Alliance.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
He has people that give him information and people that carry out his plans. He doesn't care who he has to hurt as long as he hurts the Empire. Deidre Miro works for the Imperial Security Bureau. She's an ISB officer who starts to unravel what she believes to be an organized effort by the rebels, rather than the series of seemingly unconnected events that her superiors see it as. She has the political strategy to survive, a brilliant investigative mind, and also an evil streak to get what she needs. Mon Mothma is an Imperial senator. She portrays herself as merely a nuisance to the Imperial Senate, but secretly is funding the rebel efforts to bring down the Empire. Ultimately, the cast is extremely talented. The special effects are flawless, the storytelling is engaging, and the direction is epic with brilliant camera shots and grandiose location. The style of the show fits into the Star Wars universe perfectly. In my opinion, Andor stays in the vein of the original trilogy in its feel and look, while bringing new life to the franchise. Let's talk about some critics. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 96% on the tomato meter, and the audience score is 85% with just over 5,000 reviews. And IMDb rates it at 8.4 out of 10. Mark Searles of CNET said, Andor is simply a show that is good in almost every aspect of the production. It looks great, it's well written. Not a single line of dialogue feels overwrought or clumsy. It's packed with a number of top-notch performances as well. Miles Surrey of The Ringer says, Andor isn't just great by Star Wars standards, it's one of the best shows of the year. Here's some interesting facts about the show. One of the key inspirations for the series was the 1970s spy thriller 3 Days of the Condor, which starred Robert Redford. Director Tony Gilroy has cited the film as a major influence on the tone and style of Andor. The show's title was originally going to be Star Wars Andor, but the decision was made to drop the Star Wars branding. The series is still set in the Star Wars universe, but it is intended to stand on its own as a separate entity. Now let's talk about the performances of some of the actors that played a big part in Andor. Diego Luna delivers a solid performance in Andor as the main protagonist, Cassian Andor. He brings depth and complexity to the character, portraying him as a flawed but committed hero who has been scarred by his experiences in the fight against the Empire. Cassian's wariness and cynicism, but also his determination and bravery in the face of overwhelming odds, are brought to life by Luna. Stellan Skarsgård, who plays the mysterious Luthen, is cryptic and unpredictable. Skarsgård brings a sense of gravitas and menace to the role. While he doesn't have as much screen time as Luna, Skarsgård makes a strong impression in the scenes that he appears in. Denise Gough plays the part of ISB officer Dedra Meero. Gough is brilliant in this role. She is able to portray a force of nature that embodies the very worst of the Empire. She takes on all challengers and has very few in the way of redeeming qualities, yet somehow the viewer is drawn to the character's single-minded focus and win-at-all-cost attitude. Genevieve O'Reilly reprises her role from Rogue One of Mon Mothma. However, this time around, she is a central character. She brings a sense of humanity to the role. O'Reilly is fantastic as the senator that is playing the game at the highest level while trying to undermine the Empire at all costs. The show is really told through the eyes of Cassian Andor, but it's not really about the character. It's a political drama, a spy story, and a story of overcoming oppression, all rolled into one. So is it binge-worthy?
Yep.
You guessed it, not only is it binge-worthy, but it's worthy of a rewatch as well. The story, the camera work, the great locations, and the beautiful performances are amazing. It's a Star Wars show that doesn't have one lightsaber in it, and that's perfect for this story. I can't wait for Season 2. After my rewatch, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. This show is nearly flawless in my eyes. It's not an action-packed thrill ride, but it has action. But what it really brings is great storytelling about a time period we didn't know much about prior to this show. How did the rebellion form? Watch Andor to find out. By the way, you don't need to watch Rogue One to enjoy this series, but I would suggest it because it's a great movie. I'm sure my fellow Star Wars fans have already seen the show, but I wonder how many have rewatched it after all the episodes came out. It gives a better flow to the storytelling when binged, and well worth your time. If you haven't seen it and want to check it out, all episodes of Season 1 are streaming on Disney+. Well, that about does it for me. I hope you enjoyed this quick review, and let me know what you think in the comments. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It really helps the channel, it's free, and you'll be notified of future videos.